So the Fat Tire Kayak Fishing Invitational, sure, it's about friendly competition. It's about some of the best anglers in the world out of a kayak or out of a bass boat getting together and having a, like, you know, let's see who's number one, right? But that's not really the main purpose of this. The main purpose of this is river stewardship and water stewardship, taking care of our playground. And our playground, of course, is the lakes and rivers and creeks around the world that we fish on or we recreate on. We're going to do a river cleanup as part of this thing, and not only is it's not just what we can hopefully do in the town of Rock Island and cleaning up the Caney Fork River, but hopefully we can lead by example and we can help create a sustainable way in the future where fishermen can include river cleanups and lake cleanups as part of their competition. So if that's what comes out of this, then we totally achieved our goal. You know, a lot of like big sticks out here that are really good at casting, but apparently not as good as Bridgett Valet, my sister-in-law, who can outflip anybody. I mean, like,
the crowd goes wild.
Got a full crowd. Yeah.
It's an honor.
Unbelievable.
Do you want to say anything about it? Or
Wait, talk about your story.
Or my lure choice? Or
secrets.
Oh,
Tell us about your first prize.
I will be receiving 10 cases of Fat Tire beer,
Whoa.
which is pretty incredible.
Whoa.
Pretty incredible. So I'm pretty fired up on that. My aim, I can, you know.
That's like $100,000.
It's awesome. Thanks, Fat Tire.
Sweet. All right. Thank you. But the real winner is the Caney Fork River. Thanks to Scott, Chad, Bridgett, Torrance, and I for our trash cleanup. We cleaned up an area that's notorious for people going down, hanging out, leaving their soda bottles, whatever. And so now the place is pristine, just like it's supposed to be. So very exciting. So thanks, Fat Tire. It was your idea. It's like, hey, we're going to do a little invitational thing. How about we do a river cleanup with it? And so good job, Fat Tire, and may this be something that catches on and we can have absolutely pristine playground and waterways everywhere. Awesome.
Cheers.
All right, I feel a little bit bad about this. I do have to present the first award, which is dead last. And the F is missing, but that's okay. And the reason for the dead last is, well, there was 5 of us fishing, and one person just paddled away, disappeared. Never saw him the whole time. And he's the only one that didn't put any fish on the board. But he was swinging for the fences, which is probably why, and that's the kind of guy he is. But with that said, he was the first one to fill a garbage bag, and he helped us all get our Fishing Chaos apps going and everything else. And he is Mr. Kayak Bass Fishing himself, Mr. Chad Hoover.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Look, man, the whole purpose of this thing was to clean up the river. And this place that EJ invited us to come fish is one of my favorite little stomping grounds. I don't like to do YouTube videos here because I don't want to do a whole bunch of inciting more people to come here. But if you do come to Rock Island, Tennessee, and you're going to go fishing, take more trash than you leave, and we can keep it the way we just left it. So it's kind of embarrassing when the trash is undoubtedly fishermen, when it's Guggen packs and it's Strike King packages and Eagle Claw hook packs and all that kind of stuff. So it's our playground. Let's keep it clean. You never saw a football player walk out on the field and throw a piece of trash on the ground. You've never seen a baseball player walk out on the field and take his chaw out and throw it on the ground. They don't trash their playing field. Let's stop trashing ours. Thanks.
All right, and our next contestant getting not last, meaning totally crushing last place, which was Mr. Chad Hoover, is Mrs. Bridgett Valet. And Bridgett had one of the biggest smallmouth of the day, 18-incher. We all know 18-inch smallmouth is like a 3-pound plus. It's like sweet fish. So tell us about that fish and your experience on the Caney Fork. Ran some rapids today.
Just out having some fun. It really just kind of took me back to just having fun, like enjoying the current, like we were in the middle of a bunch of downpours, and I kind of got swept in an eddy like under one of the waterfalls, and I was like, your rain jacket doesn't do any good if your hood isn't up and the rain's pouring down like your back. But it was just super, super fun, watching people catch crazy amounts of, big fish and different types of fish. It was just super, super special. And, my smallmouth was just icing on the cake. Just throw out the little spinnerbait, little area where you saw some activity, and wham!
Awesome.
It was very cool.
Very cool. And she ran some amazing rapids. She stayed right side up the entire time. So,
Barely.
no, you did. That's okay. And this is yours. And by the way, that's
Thank
your big check. So you need to sign a W-9.
Done.
And then.
Thanks. Thank you.
You know him as Pond Boy. Check it out. If you want to see some really cool Instagram stuff, check him out on Pond Boy. He fishes all these little Texas ponds and catches a lot of big fish. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, he's middleman, and he had 2 scoreable fish in a couple hours. Now just keep in mind that there's a lot of fish being caught. Like even Chad, who had no scoreable fish, caught like a dozen big white bass, right? So we had a lot of big fish out there. So tell me about, Torrance was the only one to bring like trolling mode, like fully rigged. So
Yeah.
let's talk about your first experience, like getting from the car to the river. Like,
Yeah,
what did you think when you saw it?
Definitely when I saw the drop, I didn't know that there was 2 drops. So the stairs, I was like, okay, that's fine. We can make the stairs work. But then I saw another drop, and that was scary. So big investment out there on the water, but it was really cool getting it out there. I didn't expect it to be as heavy as it was, but at the end of the day, when it's actually on the water, that's when you feel the reward. When I was on spot lock and I saw you guys spinning out and moving to the sides, that made me feel proud. So at the end of the day, I love the kayak, I love the people, I love the area. Like you said, my eyes were just wide open the entire time because I was just in awe. Smallmouth are a fish that I've been wanting to catch for a long time. I've caught a few in Texas. Some people just don't know that there's a couple smallmouth out there, but to come out here and actually capitalize on catching the smallmouth was an achievement in itself. So at the end of the day,
You're doing good.
thank you guys so much, and I will definitely take this middleman check because that's what it's about. It's just about fishing.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming all the way out here from Texas.
Yeah.
So now
Anytime.
here we go. Now we have what is this one called? First loser. Okay.
I've been that a lot.
First loser. So let's the man. There's a man that has this, and it's very obvious that he needed to get this because, well, there was a time when he almost won, and had he won, he would have won $1 million. But he won $60,000. And then there was this other time where he almost won, but he got second. He was first loser, and he
Lots
won
of times.
another $50,000. So anyway, somebody who's no stranger to this position is Mr. Scott Canterbury, who is Angler of the Year. That's not first loser, that's actually first winner.
That's right.
But here we are kayak fishing, so tell us about your
I
day.
didn't,
And if
stay,
you don't-
I didn't stay upright the whole day. I made one little tumble, but it was fun. It was good, to get back out in the kayak in a river and catch some smallmouth, catch white bass. I caught the biggest drum of my life.
How big do you think that was?
Upper 30s. I mean, it's close to 35 to 40 pounds. I mean, it's a great big drum. So it was a lot of fun. We made a difference on the waterway, on the shorelines. We cleaned up a lot. It really made a difference if you just walk around and look at it. So proud to be a part of it. Thanks, Fat Ty, for putting it on.
Good job. Awesome.
All right, so since I wasn't really relevant in the tournament, and it was actually more like 30 white bass, and I got to be honest with you guys, I was having fun. I was watching him tug on a 30-pound drum for literally 20 minutes, and everybody was piled up in one throat, and I was just like, man, I'm going to go down the river. I'm going to have a good time. I've actually been on the road 8 weeks. EJ called me and said, hey, we got this invitational tournament. You want to come to it? And I was like, dude, I can't do another tournament right now. He's like, but it's a river cleanup tournament. And I was like, oh. So if you call me about kids, vets, or cleaning up rivers, you pretty much know that I'm in. But we're doing the tournament. We did the tournament 1.2 miles from EJ's house. So he had a substantial home field advantage. EJ has a tendency of organizing tournaments in his own backyard so he can build himself a trophy stash. Because unlike Scott out on the road, he doesn't get a lot of second places either. He's pretty much not even on the top of the leaderboard. So he builds these tournaments so he can come whoop up on people in his backyard. And so anyway, congratulations to Eric Jackson, the champion. He's taking home that first place check and this awesome, one-of-a-kind, unique trophy. But more importantly than all of that, guys, we got to show off an awesome fishery. We got to show off the concept of cleaning up. One of the things that we do at KBF was we do the KBF cleanup, hashtag KBF cleanup, hashtag stay trashy, but it's stay trashy with a question mark. In other words, do you want your rivers to stay trashy? And the only way that you can do something about it is to not go, God, I wish somebody would clean up this river. Guess what? Be that somebody. So that's a thing that we're going to promote this year. So when EJ asked me to do this, I was more than honored. And again, instead of saying, man, somebody should clean this place up, just be that somebody, because we took 5-6 bags of trash out of the river, but it will blow your mind how much of a difference it makes. And it's embarrassing to me traveling around the country filming TV shows and you pop the drone up in the air and it looks like the city dump, and it's at places where fishermen, we're doing it to ourselves. So clean up your playing field, clean up your waterways. It takes clean water to make good beer and good whiskey and good bourbon and good fishing. So pick up your line, pick up your trash, and catch more fish. It's really what it boils down to. Congrats, man. Let me hand you the trophy now. So. Look at that, son.
Sweet.
That's way lighter than I thought it was.
It's like it's kind of like an apex trophy.
You must have drank the beer all the way. Oh, by the way, actually, let me say something about that. So I show up to this tournament, and I've got my little grab-and-go riverboat, and EJ's like, I want to put you in the apex. And I was like, okay. So I did the prototype paddling of the apex, and I've been to the factory a couple times, and he just pulled one of the apexes off the roof. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little leery. Now, I was happy that that's the boat we were taking down the rocks, unlike what Torrance had brought to the table. But I truly do believe the weight on the water is nothing. Once you get I call it the wow factor. Once you get a boat on the water, it doesn't really weigh anything. But bro, I got to be honest with you, that apex changed my mind. The traction pads with the rod grooves in it, the way that the seat adjusts, the seat pedals, it's come a long way since the prototype phase. I didn't break the seat this time, which is huge. But I ran whitewater in that thing. I actually went back upstream and ran one of them twice just to do it. And the reason that he said I took off down the river, I was actually exploring. I was having a good time paddling. The boat was amazing, responsiveness. I want to play with it with a skeg just to see. But when you're talking about running whitewater, man, that thing was juicy. So if you haven't done so yet, be sure to check out the latest iteration of the stuff that comes out of this guy's brain. And for all of y'all that are watching this and asking yourself, is this the guy from NCIS New Orleans? It's not. This is Eric Jackson, the kayak fishing guy. So
okay. So everybody get in here real quick. Let's get a quick group shot.
This is cool. I like this.
These Chad maybe.
dude, people beat me up over these more than the trophy.
Yeah.
Dude, can I get that Chad?
Yeah, this is a big deal.
Is it?
No.
Because it's weird to have middle in the end.
All right, so
Doesn't matter.
figure out a way like get them down low, maybe. I don't know, something like where we can kind
You
of
go high, I'll go low.
There you go.
down low. Like,